Okay. Would you please say and spell your first and last name?
Sure, Ryan Krause, that's Ryankrause.
Okay. All right. First question. What's your message you are sending to voters in Congressional District 35?
Good. Thank you. So, yeah, my name is Ryan Krause. I'm running for Congressional District 35. And my top values, this isn't just a campaign slogan for me. My top values are faith, family, and freedom. And it's faith because that's everything in my life filters through my faith. God comes first, and everything else is filtered through that. And then family is not just because my wife is my favorite person in the world, but because I believe that family is the foundation of our culture and the backbone of society. And so I think we've got to get back to honoring what the family is and empowering the family. And then freedom, of course, is because I believe God put on my heart many years ago to help people be better than they ever thought they could be. And we are best when we are not constrained by the things around us. And so I want to get the federal government out of our lives as much as possible so that we can be free to innovate and create and be the best version of ourselves.
Number two, what does the newly drawn district map, how does that impact you?
Well, so I'll try to make this really brief, but I feel like God called me to do this in December of 2024. And so my wife and I talked about it. I jumped in the race. I thought that I was crazy. I talked to numerous people that were like, Ryan, you can't win CD 35 because I'm a very conservative Republican. And they were like, you cannot win CD 35. And I said, I don't know. I feel like God said CD 35 specifically. And then so we jumped in, and my wife and I prayed, God, you're going to have to do a miracle. It's going to take an absolute miracle for a conservative to win this district. And then all this talk started coming out about redistricting. And I got to tell you, it was as if God put a map on the table in front of me and said, draw your district, because I grew up here. This district is Guadalupe County, Karnes County, Wilson County, and then South Bexar County. And so I grew up in this area. And I was even a youth pastor in South Bexar County many years ago. But this whole district is just, it's my district. I mean, it's who I am. It represents who I am. And so I think that I can represent it well.
Okay. Question three, what are the biggest issues you're hearing from voters on the campaign trail?
Honestly, we can go all over the place, from water rights to the obviously the farmers and the ranchers and stuff. There's all kinds of things about screwworm and all sorts of stuff like that. But I'll be honest with you, the real problem that I'm seeing is voter apathy. Amongst conservative Republicans, there's a lot of people out there who are saying, well, does it even matter anymore? Nothing's ever going to change. And so to me personally, voter apathy is the biggest concern, because we've got to be involved. If we as United States citizens don't exercise our right to vote, and that right that so many have given their life for, if we don't exercise our right to vote, we're just surrendering. And we can't do that. We've got to stand up and fight for this country and fight for the values that made us who we are. And so, again, we can talk about all kinds of things. We can talk about what some like to deem affordability. We could talk about the crime crisis, and we could talk about safety in schools. All of those things are very, very real issues. But to me, voter apathy is the biggest thing that needs to be discussed.
And last question, what sets you apart from your opponents?
Hmm. Well, thank you. And that's a great question. So my wife and I do executive coaching and leadership development. And so we work with some very large companies, and we even have the honor of working with foreign governments. And we develop culture. And so what I feel like is happening in the US right now is a culture war. I feel like there's a war on who we are as American citizens. There's a war on our values and what's made us great. And so we have extensive experience in identifying these cultural shifts and getting culture back to what it needs to be. And so I am a fighter. I don't stand by. I'm not real politically correct. I speak my mind. And being aware of these things, seeing culture as it is, and being able to fight that from within, I think really, really sets me apart. Secondly, I'm not a fly-by-night politician. I've been fighting this battle for many, many, many years right here in Seguin. My wife and I have been doing leadership development for a long, long time. And so I've been working in this area. I've been working in this district. and I see it differently. I see it from a perspective that a lot of politicians don't necessarily see it, and I believe I'm the right person to take that battle to DC.